response, the World Health Organization wants everyone to stay at home and play video games. In addition, one of the conditions for the World Health Organization to end the coronavirus lockdown is for the community to be fully educated, engaged, and empowered to live under a new normal. Therefore, one of the solutions is to create a new game so that everyone, especially students, knows how to prevent COVID-19 infection by playing the game. In addition of wearing mask, washing hand frequently. Stay hydrated also important to prevent COVID-19 infection. Drink enough warm water, which can help us stay hydrated, strengthen our immunity and fight back virus COVID-19. It may be possible to flush some of the virus COVID-19 from the mouth and throat to the stomach, where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid, especially when we are empty stomach. Melbourne researchers have mapped immune responses from one of Australia's first novel coronavirus, COVID-19, patients, showing the body's ability to fight the virus and recover from the infection. Researchers at the Peter Doherty Institute for Infection and Immunity, Doherty Institute, a joint venture between the University of Melbourne and the Royal Melbourne Hospital, were able to test blood samples at 4 different time points in an otherwise healthy woman in her 40s, who presented with COVID-19 and had mild to moderate symptoms requiring hospital admission. Published in Nature Medicine is a detailed report of how the patient's immune system responded to the virus. Research fellow Dr. Owen Wen said, "We looked at the whole breadth of the immune response in this patient using the knowledge we have built over many years of looking at immune responses in patients hospitalized with influenza. 3 days after the patient was admitted, we saw large populations of several immune cells, which are often a telltale sign of recovery during seasonal influenza infection, so we predicted that the patient would recover in 3 days, which is what happened." An article at Healthy Driven published at May 7, 2020 by Karen Wick, title, "How to Boost Your Immune System During COVID-19, One of the Step is Hydration." This is often overlooked, but proper hydration is the key element to a well-functioning body. Water delivers vitamins, minerals, and nutrients to every cell in the body. Without adequate hydration and the right electrolyte delivery system, your body doesn't get the nutrients it needs to recover from illness or infection. Shockingly, 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, which means they are suffering from stubborn weight gain, low energy, and a range of other issues. Adopt healthy hydration habits by drinking water all day long. An article at Kingwood, Emergency Hospital. One of the ways that can boost your immune system is stay hydrated. Drinking enough water is important to keep hydrated, especially when it's cold and flu season. Keep your immunity up by drinking plenty of water to stave off infection. Staying hydrated helps your body naturally eliminate toxins and other bacteria that may cause illness. Drink the recommended 8 ounces per day, and 4 to 8 ounces per every 15 minutes of activity if you are exercising. Drinking enough water is important to keep hydrated on a regular basis, especially when it's cold and flu season. Keep your immunity up by drinking plenty of water to stave off infection. An article, 6 Ways to Boost Your Immune System Naturally Before You Get Sick mention. Drink plenty of fluids. Water is the best. Many of us have heard that we should drink 8-ounce glasses of water per day. That can be hard to do. Instead, try drinking a glass of water when you wake up to start your day off right. Your body is dehydrated from sleeping, so this is a great way to remedy that immediately. Another tip, if you like warm drinks in the winter, try non-caffeinated teas, which you can include in your daily water tally. As we see Healthline, last medically reviewed on April 1, 2020. An important note, the strategies outlined may boost your immune health, but they don't protect specifically against COVID-19. Stay hydrated. Hydration doesn't necessarily protect you from germs and viruses, but preventing dehydration is important to your overall health. The information from Memorial Care title Flu Fighting Nutrition, Give Your Immune System a Boost mention hydration. Drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water every day is one of the most effective ways to flush toxins from your body and support the health of your immune system. Dr. Martinez-Weichfeld say water plays a critical role in the production of blood and lymph, which work together to carry nutrients and pathogen-fighting cells from your thymus and bone marrow to every cell in your body. Without water, the body's defenses can't be mobilized and toxins can't be removed. A report by Heather Vaughn published at March 18, 2020 state 5 ways water supports your immune system. One of the way, drink enough water is to prevent dehydrated, and ensure lymph, our immunity's transportation system function properly. Lymph fluid carries T cells, white blood cells, all over your body when an pathogen is detected. T cells are our body's army, so to speak. They attack viruses, bacteria, and other microorganisms that pose a threat to our health. If this fluid is dehydrated because not enough water in our body, it becomes more viscous and sluggish, reducing your body's natural efficiency and ability to rush T cells to potential sites of infection and flush them out. Another important drinking enough water is to ensure the absorption of essential nutrients. Zinc, vitamin C, and other water-soluble essential nutrients dissolve and are carried throughout the body for absorption. You may have a healthy, nutrient-rich diet, but without adequate hydration to make them accessible, it's hard to absorb all of the nutrients from your food. Make sure to sip water with your meal, and have plenty in between. As we see, from the information was pulled from nutritioncare.org. COVID-19. Title of the information for patients recovering at home. Nutrition and Hydration, Quick Facts for COVID-19 Patients. For the background. The information state in the U.S., only around 12% of those infected with COVID-19 will require hospitalization. The remaining 88% are people who will manage their illness and recover at home. The most common symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, cough, and shortness of breath. These symptoms are usually accompanied by fatigue and loss of appetite. The information mentioned, nutrition and hydration are central to recovery. With an infection, the body must work intensely to mount an immune response. High fever is the immune system's way of revving up metabolism to battle the bug. Fever is also associated with excess loss of fluids and increased metabolism, which can lead to dehydration and increased nutritional requirements. Even though you may not be thirsty or hungry, it is important that you continue to eat and drink fluids to support your body's ability to fight the virus and support your body's immune function. Protein and calories are important to protect against muscle loss while fighting COVID-19, especially if you are bedridden or inactive. The same information also from Homerton University Hospital, eating and drinking when recovering from COVID-19. The information from the European Food Information Council, Infect, title How to Keep Healthy While in Isolation or Quarantine, COVID-19, also mention. Must eat a balanced and varied diet and keep hydrated. The importance of drinking plenty of water during the coronavirus lockdown also can found from some source. Dr. Sean Tutton has been in private practice since 2002, and has taught acupuncture and Chinese herbalism throughout the US, Europe, and Australia since 2004. In 2000 he co-founded the Village Health Project, a non-profit organization that applied Chinese medicine to HIV/AIDS relief in southern Africa, and ran the project for 8 years. He has designed proprietary herbal formulations for Golden Flower Chinese Herbs, a large international producer and distributor of herbal patent medicines. He served as a professor for many years at the Southwest Acupuncture College in Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 2016, Dr. Tutton founded the Classical Acupuncture Mentorship, a comprehensive didactic and clinical training program in the complement channels of classical acupuncture. He currently maintains private practices in Albuquerque and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Dr. Sean Tutton lay out the lifestyle in strengthening immune response. One of it is drink an enormous amount of water, specifically warm water. I don't care that peeing every 15 minutes is a hassle. Drinking water accomplishes 2 things. It helps keep you hydrated, but it can also flush viruses from the mouth and throat into the stomach where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid. But when the similar idea from Dr. Sean Tutton, Drink enormous amount water can also flush viruses from the mouth and throat into the stomach where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid. At AAP fact check by Japanese doctors found more than 15 identical posts with the same claim, and one had been viewed more than 26,000 times and received more than 430 shares. A Facebook post from March 10, 2020 reads, "Serious excellent advice by Japanese doctors treating COVID-19 cases. Everyone should ensure your mouth and throat is moist, never dry. Take a few sips of water every 15 minutes at least." Why? The post continues. Even if the virus gets into your mouth, drinking water or other liquids will wash them down through your esophagus and into the stomach. Once they're in the tummy, your stomach acid will kill all the virus. If you don't drink enough water more regularly, the virus can enter your windpipes and into the lungs. That's very dangerous. The Houston Health Department and local doctors, Dr. Susan Wooten, an infectious disease expert at McGovern Medical School at UT Health, said there is no data to support this claim. Wooten say staying well hydrated and getting enough rest is important when recovering from any viral infection. It mean Dr. Susan Wooten agree drink enough water, staying well hydrated is important when recovering from any viral infection including COVID-19. But she is questioning the solution of drinking water will wash virus COVID-19 down through your esophagus and into the stomach. Once they're in the tummy, your stomach acid will kill all the virus? As we see, when the similar theorized from Dr. Sean Tutton, drink enormous amount water, specifically warm water can also flush viruses from the mouth and throat into the stomach where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid by the Health Minister Malaysia Datuk Seri Dr. Adam Babas. The Health Minister Malaysia Datuk Seri Dr. Adam Babas' warm water method to kill coronavirus also get questioned by Dr. Nur Amalina Che Bakri, a Malaysian surgeon based in the United Kingdom. Dr. Nur Amalina Che Bakri, a Malaysian surgeon based in the United Kingdom, rebutted Dr. Adams' claims, explaining that there was no evidence to suggest that acid in the stomach can kill the virus. She noted, however, that drinking water was good as it keeps a person hydrated, but clarified that it does not inactivate the virus in any way. Dr. Nur Amalina rebutted Dr. Adams' claims, explaining that there was no evidence to suggest that acid in the stomach can kill the virus. She noted, however, that drinking water was good as it keeps a person hydrated, but clarified that it does not inactivate the virus in any way. It mean Dr. Nur Amalina similar Dr. Susan Wooten agree drinking water was good as it keeps a person hydrated, but she is questioning acid in the stomach can kill the virus COVID? As we see, can stomach acid kill coronavirus? Also questioning by microbiologist, educator, and entrepreneur, Adrian Birch, PhD on May 14. Adrian Birch mentioned first off, can acid kill the coronavirus? Acidity, or low pH, can kill many bacteria and viruses. It's not quite like throwing a bucket of water on the Wicked Witch of the West, but, you get the picture. That's why white vinegar, with a low pH of 2.4, is a popular natural disinfectant. Unfortunately, not all bacteria and viruses are easily destroyed by acid. And SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, doesn't seem to hate acid as much as other viruses. When tested, researchers found that the coronavirus stayed about as dangerous at a pH of 3.0 as compared to a neutral pH. But the most important statement is, despite that finding, the study did not test the virus at a pH below 3.0. And there's a very high chance that something more acidic could still kill the coronavirus. And below observational study by researchers at Cedars-Sinai and the University of Michigan may answer this. An article from Biospace, title Research Roundup, COVID-19 Immunity, Stomach Acid Susceptibility and More, published, July 10, 2020. Mention researchers at Cedars-Sinai and the University of Michigan in an observational study found that patients who used proton pump inhibitors, PPI, a type of stomach acid treatment, increased the likelihood of COVID-19 infection. People taking PPIs twice daily have higher likelihood of positive tests for COVID-19 than those using PPIs up to once daily. People taking the less potent H2RAS are not at increased risk. Christopher V. Almerio, of Cedars-Sinai said they developed this hypothesis at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic when we started to see a high incidence of GI symptoms and learned that the virus sheds into saliva, and thus can be swallowed into the stomach. They have now tested the hypothesis in a rigorous study of more than 50,000 Americans and found it to bear out, albeit in an observational study. PPIs increased the risk for enteric infections, which they believe is related to PPI-induced hypochlorhydria, or low gastric acid levels. Of the 53,130 participants, 3,386 reported a positive COVID-19 test. In regression analysis, people using PPIs up to once a day or twice a day had increased likelihood of reporting a positive COVID-19 test compared to those not taking PPIs. Mr. Spiegel, also of Cedars-Sinai, said there is a reason we have acid in our stomach, namely, to kill pathogens before they enter the digest tract. Coronaviruses are easily destroyed at a gastric pH of less than 3, but survive in a more neutral pH, including the range created by drugs like omeprazole and esomeprazole. It mean this study answer previous study which did not test the virus at a pH less than 3.0. Dr. Spiegel theorized that an increase in stomach pH above 3 as a result of use of PPIs might allow the virus to enter the GI tract more easily, leading to enteritis, colitis, and systemic spread to other organs, including the lungs. There is a reason we have acid in our stomachs. Dr. Spiegel theory tally with previous mentioned study which researchers found that the coronavirus stayed about as dangerous at a pH of 3.0. This study can be evidence that stomach acid which pH less than 3 can kill COVID-19. So, the theorized by Dr. Sean Tutton, drink enormous amount water, specifically warm water can also flush viruses from the mouth and throat into the stomach where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid have evidence. This study result also indicate proper digestion is lasso important to ensure stomach acid can kill COVID-19. Liquids may improve digestion. Liquids help break down large chunks of food, making it easier for them to slide down your esophagus and into your stomach. They also help move food matter along smoothly, preventing bloating and constipation. Furthermore, your stomach secretes water, along with gastric acid and digestive enzymes, during digestion. So, drink enough water is important. This study initial submission underwent 3 peer reviews from international no experts prior of exception. None of the original result changed as a result of supplemental analysis. This study obtained 2 additional external peer reviews who offered further insights. So, the result can be concluded as significant. As we see, an report on comment of the Malaysian Medical Association, MMA, President Drive N. Ganabhaskaran said all methods of treatments must be evidence-based. Drinking warm water is a healthy practice as it is important to stay hydrated in protecting against illnesses. However, at present, there is no specific medicine to prevent or treat COVID-19. It mean Drive N. Ganabhaskaran agree drinking warm water is a healthy practice but still no have evidence drink water flush viruses from the mouth and throat into the stomach where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid, similar with Dr. Susan Wooten and Dr. Nur Amalina. In any case, the title of the report is wrong, no evidence not equal to cannot or false, it can be true. Many news make wrong conclusion, they think. No data to support or no evidence to support equal to false. Actually no data to support or no evidence to support not equal to false. Let me show 2 pieces of evidence. These evidences were originally declared by the World Health Organization and there is no evidence, but they are ultimately true. As we see previously, January 30, 2020, Chinese dog owners rushed to buy face masks for their pooches amid coronavirus outbreak as experts warn pets could also get infected by the deadly disease. But World Health Organization claims it has not seen evidence that cats and dogs can get the disease. At February 28, 2020. Dog in Hong Kong tests positive for the coronavirus, World Health Organization officials confirm. At March 21, 2020, second dog in HK tests positive for COVID-19. At April 1, 2020, an article on Nature state. Coronavirus can infect cats, dogs, not so much. It mean previously World Health Organization claims it has not seen evidence that cats and dogs can get the COVID-19 does not mean previous experts say cats and dogs could also get infected by COVID-19 is false. As we see, Chinese dog wear face masks. Let us see some photo Chinese dog wear face masks. As we see, at China, cat also wear face masks. Let's look at the second piece of evidence, April 7, 2020. Headlines: Face masks cannot stop healthy people getting COVID-19, says World Health Organization. But if we read the news, World Health Organization just say there was no evidence that wearing a mask in the community prevented healthy people from picking up respiratory infections including COVID-19. At June 5, the World Health Organization updates COVID-19 advice to encourage wearing masks in public. The World Health Organization technical lead expert on COVID-19, Maria van Kerkhove, told Reuters in an interview, "We are advising governments to encourage that the general public wear a mask. And we specify a fabric mask, that is, a non-medical mask. We have new research findings," she added. "We have evidence now that if this is done properly it can provide a barrier for potentially infectious droplets." At the article also mention, the World Health Organization had previously said there was not enough evidence for or against the use of masks for healthy people in the wider community. So, it mean previously World Health Organization just mentioned no evidence that wearing a mask in the community prevented healthy people from picking up respiratory infections including COVID-19, and not like the title mentions say face masks cannot stop healthy people getting COVID-19. Again, news make wrong conclusion. They change no evidence equals cannot. Actually, no evidence is not equal to cannot. In addition, at June 2, World Health Organization backed study suggests face masks may reduce COVID-19 spread by 85%. This video, 1, just answer the main question, can stomach acid kill coronavirus, that related this method to prevent COVID-19 infection. For others question, I will answer at video 2,3. In addition to the wrong conclusion, Dr. Lee Boon Chai, medical expert, the former Deputy Minister of Health of Malaysia, also made wrong comments. As we all know, the idea of the Japanese doctor and the Minister of Health Malaysia, Datuk Seri Adam Baba, is using water to flush the COVID-19 virus from the mouth, throat to the stomach, and prevent COVID-19 from entering the lungs. This means that there is no plan to use water to kill COVID-19 in the lungs. However, without knowing the details of this idea, Dr. Lee Boon Chai debunks health ministers commented that we need to pump hot water into the lungs and this will flood the lungs and kill the patient before the virus dies. Dr. Lee's comments have nothing to do with Dato Seri Dr. Adam Baba's idea. As mentioned, Datuk Seri Adam Baba idea, there is no plan to kill COVID-19 in the lungs. Why need to pump hot water into the lungs? As medical expert, we need to check the patient's condition in detail and then give the correct medicine. If we do not check the patient's condition in detail and prescribe the wrong medicine blindly, this will not only not cure the patient, but may also make the patient worse. This is an irresponsible attitude. So, don't confuse those wrong conclusions, and don't listen to those wrong comments. As conclusion, stay hydrated, drink enough warm water, which can help us stay hydrated, strengthen our immunity and fight back virus COVID-19. It may be possible to flush some of the virus COVID-19 from the mouth and throat to the stomach, where they can potentially be neutralized by your stomach acid, especially when we are empty stomach. Not suitable for patient who use proton pump inhibitor, PPI. I want to emphasize that the main purpose of staying hydrated and drinking enough warm water is to help us strengthen our immunity and fight against the COVID-19 virus. This means that if we cannot remove all the COVID-19 viruses from the body and kill them by washing from the mouth, throat to the stomach, we can still rely on our immunity to fight back the COVID-19 viruses in other parts of the body. Thanks for listening.